Okay, first I think now it's working fine. Yes. Just having these things prepared. And well, more things later. I'm going to write quickly a WordPad to have it as reference. Meanwhile, people will come. Hello, Sufi. Just doing a very quick summary of the cult of the peoples. Just give me a moment. Aquí vamos. Almost finished. Can you put yourself at the left bottom corner, left? The problem if I change the location is that then it will be annoying for the pictures. Any reason you always want to put me in that place? Because you also said me other times. I will do, but the problem is that things can appear in this part and it is better to put it in this place. I have to be like moving the head like this because the chat is in the phone, but one moment. As I'm charging the phone at the same time. Okay, I'm going to start. First, a little bit history about Africa and the different regions and cultures. And why it doesn't change the picture. Okay, now. Okay, this picture is good for starting, and then we go closer and seeing the different countries. Because if I active chat bar in iPad, I cannot see your face. I'm going to, if I put it in the left corner, then it's fine. And also that is very weird. Chat bar, why you cannot see your face? And where you cannot see my face if you put the chat bar? That's strange. But that means that you also don't see the upper part of the screen. Or you can put a left upper corner. But why you don't see this part? So anything in the right side of the screen, you don't see it? Is your iPad broken or what? That is weird. I see you in PC better. Just because this iPad thing, I just don't understand. You can show me later, because probably it's a problem of your iPad. I don't know. Okay, I start now. So, and in this, I don't know how to call this, if class or stream or whatever. Well, in this stream, I'm not going to focus in North, because North is Egypt and also the Arabic people. So I'm not going to focus in North. It is from below the North, all this. So the main region are West, East, Central, South. These are the regions I'm going to focus. I think this one is, well, this one shows the country. So as I say, this part, like Western Sahara, Morocco, Algeria, Libya, Egypt, I'm not going to talk about this. And okay, for the West, I'm thinking how to explain this, but that it's not just me reading things. So what I was writing here are the different cultures that can be found in these different regions. So I'm going to do a kind of tour of the most important places, and the main kingdoms through history. One moment, I'm going to check the third picture. Okay, this one is not really needed. So some of the important kingdoms from Africa in the past. The kingdom of Kuz, that was around here. I need one moment. Sorry. Okay, back. The kingdom of, as I was saying, the kingdom of Kuz that was around here. They had some issues with Egypt, so not going to talk about that much. When I talk about Egypt in the future, then I will talk more about the Kuzites. But for now, just just pointing that it existed around here. Then the Aksum the kingdom of Aksum that was around here was one of the first. I'm going to write this word, but I just don't know how to. Well, I'm going to use the phone for this. I don't want to annoy changing the window. The kingdom of Aksum. Or I would just wait. This is the first time I'm doing this. I'm going to write them here. Kus, Aksum, Ghana, Kanem, Bornu, Hausa, Benin, Kilwa, Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, Toso, Mali, Congo, Songhai, Bornu, Mutapa or Motapa. And another important thing is the Bantu expansion. I'm going to make this bigger. And I hope it is in good. So the Kus was around here, then the Aksum. I'm going to put this somewhere else. The Aksum around here. Then Ghana started around here, but then because conquest and such, they moved to here. So this is why Ghana is here, but in the past it was around here. The Kanem Bornu was around this part. The Hausa were a different kind of kingdoms, like it's called like the Hausa kingdom, so it's like different ones. Then the Benin was around here. I think in other picture Benin appears. Okay, no, it doesn't appear, but it was around here. And you see here the Hausa in this part. So Benin is around here. Kilwa is around here in this coast. That it was a sultanate, that it was ruled by Arabic. Then Zimbabwe is here. Ethiopia here. The Soso are the Susu peoples. I don't remember these ones where can be found. Let's see if it appears here. Not sure. One moment. So Soso equals in map. Okay, so near Mali. As we will see over this stream, this part is really important. In the west is where the most powerful kingdoms arise. So the Soso was around here. One moment, this one. Around here, then the Mali Empire was one of the greatest. Then Congo is here. The Songhai were also around here. The Mutapa are Mutapa or Monomotapa. I think this one was around here. I'm going to check. The Mutapa peoples. Yes, in the south. Yes, around that. Around here. And then the Bantu expansion is that the people in Bantu region will be like the South Africa, and then Bantu people is that the Bantu expansion is like they move over all this place, and this is why the language in this region of Africa are very similar. It's something like this. Bantu expansion is something like this. I think it is clear like this. Okay, so what I was writing here at the beginning is this: the peoples of the different regions. And let's see how it is. I hope it is fine now. So soon I will start with the art, and then when reviewing the art, you will see the different cultures and such. So not much more to say um, about the different cultures now. Just know that this part is like the most important. Yes, it's the longest part, the West Africa. So I prepared this. One moment. This is using. I'm going to use the summaries I did for the art videos. So the idea is use this and then add pictures. So I will transform this PowerPoint into a video that is like a kind of summary of the whole art. So I'm going to start. I'll be reading over time, so people who is just listening can also know what I'm talking about. So African art is a collection of artistic expressions produced by the peoples of sub-Saharan Africa through history. The African continent hosts a wide variety of cultures, each characterized by its own language, traditions, and characteristic artistic forms. Although the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert acts as a natural dividing barrier between North Africa and the rest of the continent, there is considerable evidence confirming a whole series of influences between both areas through trade routes that crossed Africa since ancient times. So this is just the introduction. I'm still getting used to the open office. And I opened this. This is the PowerPoint I did back in time. It is in Spanish, so I'm not going to stop much. Just having it as, because I like to add the pictures in order, so it's like I have it organized in my mind. Okay, continue. So that is the main introduction, and then the introductory video is about African culture in general. So this has different parts. One moment. I'm going to copy it first and then I'll read and let's see what pictures I can add. And by the way, at the end, then I will be talking about mythology. I know I named these streams as art and history, but it's also mythology at the end. Okay, this is fine. And then African art introduction. The main topics of the artistic objects are fertility for humans and nature, death because for them the dead are still alive as spirits, and spirituality. The fetish man or Nganga is also a doctor, psychologist, and a spiritual guide. Okay, I was researching yesterday about how to put the things properly. Um, so I will go faster now. This I should make it a little bit smaller. Okay, this is fine. African cultures are animistic, that is, every beings and natural phenomena have a spirit or soul. When someone died, the spirit is separated from the body and patrol around the place where lived. They inhabit the sculptures saved by their families. Harmony in the families and the clan. So animism is that everything has a spirit, like even rocks, trees, or objects like statues and such. Fetishes, objects with supernatural powers. Among them, there are shrines to save objects with nails or evil influences to transmit messages to spirits and commemorative figures. The fetishes are like this. I'll put the pictures later. So it's like fetishes to save objects. You see that there is like a spot here where you can save things. So these are the fetishes. And the other are the masks. Just going in order. Masks used to capture the supernatural energy of the spirits in funerary and magic rituals or ceremonies for fecundity of the land. They also symbolize the dead people. So the masks are these. There are over all the art that I'm going to comment, we will see a lot of masks. And then more things. Body decoration. In the example, there are Surma people, Yoruba people, Nuba people, Mursi people, Maasai people, and Fulani people. This I'm going to cut when I put the pictures. Pottery, textiles, rock art. In the examples are Dogon, San, Chad, and Tradrar Akakus. So here, but this is body decoration. Something interesting is that as they have black skin and if they want to use tattoos, as the ink is also black, they don't the tattoo won't be seen. So they do the scarification. Scarification is this. Okay. Scarification. Let's see. So it's like creating scars, and then when they heal, they have a kind of relief. So this is the kind of tattoos that these people do. Okay, I think it's enough example. Of course, using paintings, then pottery, textiles, and cave art. Just some examples of cave art. Okay, so now adding pictures. So in this, I started with the fetishes. Okay, here, two pictures, one for fetishes and one for the mask. I think this one is good. And then for the mask, this one is good, it has more variety. Next one, body decoration. I'm going to use delete this because no reason to put this. The examples are Dogon, Sansat. I think also no. I don't know how to put this because obviously I'm not going to put all the pictures. People do body decoration as painting or scarification, just like this. And then just going to add 3. First one, the body decoration. I think this one is fine. As it has money, or I put individuals. I put this and I put this. And then these are Surma and Fulani. I think this one. Okay, one moment. I check the size that this text should have. Yes, the size. It is 26. Okay. Surma and Fulani. Next one, the pottery and the textiles. And in the last one, the cave art. See what is the most interesting. I think this one, maybe. This one is also interesting, but I want to add some with animals. So I'm going to add this one. This is the sun. Okay. With this, the introduction is finished. Now, architecture. Architecture reflects the interaction between nature, economy, and density of population. It is not monumental, but provisional and basic. It is based in daily life use. There aren't temples, just sculptures in the exterior to make the evilness go away. Poor materials, especially mud. And by the way, you feel free to ask any question that you have. I'm going first to copy the text and then just break it. Okay, this just do it a little bit. No, this is too small. Are you looking at Africa in different regions? Yes. Talking about history, art, and later mythology of Africa. You came in the best time because I just finished the introduction and just starting with architecture. I just do a very quick summary about what I talked in introduction. Just talking about the fetishes, the mask, and other artistic manifestations like body decoration, pottery, textiles, and cave art. And now going for architecture. The chapter of architecture is kind of summary of all the different architectures found in Africa. Like not going, like architecture is one chapter only, not many chapters and such. So it's like I'm mounting this PowerPoint, and my intention is to make it a video that is like a summary for all the arts. I was just reading about the Timbuktu manuscript, Malian history and art is super interesting. Yes, the Mali peoples is like in the past it was one of the greatest empires in Africa. And just this, the mosques of Mali is one of my favorite buildings. I remember seeing the mosque of the Jene in university for first time, and I was very impressed. Later, when I reach this part, we will go deeper in that. I think this is going to be too much. I'm going to divide this into Lalibela churches. This is also very interesting. The Mosque of the Jene also functions as a university, I think. Oh, I didn't know that. But what I know about that is that, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I studied it, it was like you cannot enter the mosque. Like, if you want to visit it and record the inside and such, you can't really enter that. Like, you are not allowed to enter. Is this true until this day? And this is the reason why you it is very hard to find pictures of the inside, like the Jene Mosque inside. I'm not sure. One want to find out. Well, I'm not sure if I want to discover it. I don't want to go to prison or something. I'm just going to ask Google, can you enter the Jene Mosque and take photos? Can you go? You can access a rooftop view by kindly asking one of the adjacent citizen houses. To visit the inside, you give whatever donation you can, and a clergyman will walk you through the men and women section. Well, I suppose it is possible, but like I don't. Probably it's not like in Europe when you go to a cathedral and you don't have to ask anyone about entering such. Maybe here you have to ask permission. Maybe people just don't take pictures inside. I don't know. There are pictures, but not many. The name mosque inside, so it is something like this. But if you search for this mosque, you mostly see the outside. Well, let's go step by step. So this is the introduction of architecture, and then pygmy hood example of. Okay, I think this is good to have this. This is the PowerPoint I did back when I was studying in university. This is in Spanish, but it works well for the pictures. So these are the. One moment, let me set myself. Circular plan. The houses that are circular plans. Not very sure what specifically this is, but well, these houses are very similar. In general, these are the Cameroon ones. The beehive house. I think the mode they use for buildings is called adobe. Yes, just like in ancient Egypt, they also use the adobe. Yes. So this the beehive house. Dogon houses. Houses in Congo. Houses in Ethiopia. These are just like circular plant houses. More houses in Kenya and Tanzania. And then this is different kind of houses, but just going step by step. So here, pygmy hut, example of huts of nomad and hunter peoples. Musgum hut from Cameroon, it uses wood from various layers. Dogon hut from Mali, houses of wood for communication. Matakam hut from Cameroon, also called Sari. Dinga hut from Congo, Dorke hut from Ethiopia, Masai hut from Kenya and Tanzania in settlements called Zamora, built with excrement, strap, and mud. So let's see what pictures I put here. As this is the intention for this is to be a very quick summary, so obviously not going to put from everything, but just a few houses. Going back a moment. I think this one. Let me find this. This one, the Dogon ones. And another one that I can put, like this house from Congo. The Dinka house. Okay, I think these two are fine, just for this category. Now the text. I'm going to copy from another part. These are the Dogon houses of work. And this one was the Dinka house from Congo. Dinka house Congo. Why is called House of Word? It was said here. Here, Dogon hut from Mali, houses of word for communication. I can search more about this. I don't know if I have something here. House of words. Okay, nothing here about why they are called like that. Just this is explaining the materials that it is done. Let's find it. House of word, Dogon. And by the way, it's also a bit hard to find information about African art, just saying. House of War. It is a simple cover of straw supported by pillars of 1 meter height. It is the place where the council of the elderly meets to make the decision that affects the life of the inhabitants of the village. Well, I think the function is easy to imagine. 3 adobe barns and the cliffs of Bandiagar Escarpment can be seen in the background. The original word is Toguna. Yes. And I think Toguna is better to put here. Toguna and this. And this one. Not sure how to change the align of the text, so I'm just going to put it here. Okay, continuing. The Tuareg. First going. Okay, first reading this. Tuareg merchants in the Sahara settlements anti-sand. The tents are called haima, made with skins. The Berber mud constructions with the use of bolts and arches. Burkina Faso. The buildings of Burkina Faso, I also like them very much. In Tiebele, these houses are made with terrain decorated with geometric patterns made by the woman. Gulfree, Cameroon, homes with flat roof and various spaces. Bam, Iran, it uses domes and rich decoration. And Shiva and Yemen, verticality. Obviously, Iran and Yemen are not in Africa, but as now you will see, because they are related with the Tuareg. So this made with terrain is that terracotta. I think yes, it will be terracotta made with. When going through this, I will correct. Terrain in English doesn't sound right. Yes, I think this was just a wrong translation. This is in the Burkina Faso. Okay, when I read the Burkina Faso, I'll correct that. The Haima tent is these ones. I really like these ones a lot. And I'm going to search for the outside. Haima tent and Tuareg. So it's something like this. Tents in the desert. I like to stay in a haima. Yes, me too. It's very cool. Very good. And so that's the haima, and then the Berber. These ones are the Berber houses that I said it was like mud construction with the use of bolts and arches. Burkina Faso are these ones. Let's see. Here doesn't say anything about stone, but the Berber houses are very Star Wars. Yes, indeed. I think they use them for the planet Tatooine. Probably yes. So these are the houses that in this translation it says that it's made with terrain, but so do you think this is terracotta? Well, this is said as smooth, but this is the next one. Burkina Faso, the houses are made with tierra means terrain and decorated with geometric patterns. So in Spanish it says tierra, that is like terrain. I'm going to search that. Burkina Faso houses material. The walls of the house are made of several local materials. Here is a mixture of clay, dung, sand, and water. I think clay will be a better translation. Okay, thank you. I'm going to put clay. Made with clay. Okay. So this one, the Burkina Faso. I think it's worth to see Burkina Faso houses from the far away. Burkina Faso houses aerial. No, this is not what I'm looking for. And I don't think I have more. I think the fortress is like this. It said the location of this and Tiebele, Burkina Faso. Okay, for example, this one. These ones are very beautiful. Okay, next one is Golfrey in Cameroon. Are these ones? Golfey, yes, Golfey. And then this one of Iran and Yemen are also like very similar style. Okay, first pictures about this. I have to put the Tuareg, Berber, Burkina Faso. I think here I'm going to put 3. First the Tuareg. I'm going to put the inside this one. Oh, and by the way, this Toguna Dogon, you see? Later it will appear again. Correct, but I think for this I should also put Tuareg, Jaima, exterior. At least one picture about the exterior. But not very good picture here. This one is good. Okay, I'm going to put this one. I'm going to put in the desktop. Okay, this is the Jaima. Then I'm going to put the Burkina Faso in here. Let's see this. Oh, here how they decorate it. I'm going to put this one, and I think this, and this to show the gates. And then for the last one, it is Cameroon and then the other places. This was one. And for the other, I'm going to put And I should also put something of the Berbers. Let's see if I make space. I don't know. I put the Berbers. I put this one. And that's all. Even if it's not in order. Okay, put the names and I continue. Tuareg Jaima. This one Burkina Faso. This one Cameroon. And this one Berbers. I'm going to start with this. Are you presenting this somewhere? No, this is just, I want to transform this as video and upload it to my art history channel. So, because in that channel, I only have videos with pictures, but not text. So I just thought in transforming my old PowerPoints into videos, but I thought this is too much work, so I'm just going to do a summary, and if people like, then I'll just do the longer work, but if not, then at least I have this. Okay, next one are the mosques of Mali. They mix Islamic religion with the influence of Mesopotamian cultures, made with mud, using inserted wooden wedges that are supports for people to climb and restore the construction, damaged easily by rain. Mosque of Jene, Mosque of Mopti, and Mosque of Jingareiber. And for this, I'm going to YouTube and see if I can find Jene Mosque, because it's very amazing how they are restoring this. Not going to watch a video full, just showing. No, this is only pictures. Maybe this one.
إذا حدث مولد المختار تفوز بالخيرة والأنوار مولانا.
This part. Antonio Scale saved me. This was what I was. This was what I saw when I saw for first time this building. What I watched was this, and I was very surprised.
Kwere ku fatali wafa ko ngani wono terrain tene de katonton ya illa kar mo concert ze illa kar mo wona miji.
This is like the celebration, but I was more interested in this part. How they climb with the ladders and they are restoring. Very interesting for me. Okay, so I was with these mosques. I'm just going to put the pictures now. In this, so mosques of Mali, the mosque of the Jene. So here another picture where you see them climbing in the ladders and in these wooden things. Mosque of Mopti. Okay, so these are these examples of this kind of mosques. Just going to use this picture and that's all. Yene Mosque. More architecture. Toguna Dogon, the houses of worth. We were talking before. Buildings of communication and meeting supported in a platform made with wooden column-like supports. Mandinga hut with pseudo-domes. Tada Somba hut in Benin, a structure with form of castle with 2 towers. And Tugul hut, typical hut made with mud, straw, and millet stalks. So this is the Toguna. I always, maybe just because the shape, I always thought that this is like people supporting the upper part. Like this is the head, these are the arms, and this is the body. Maybe it's just casualty, or maybe this done on purpose. It looks like people, yes. I always thought it like that. The Mandinga house, Tata Somba house, Cool house, and well, this is the next part. So here's adding pictures of this. First this Toguna Dogon. And what other I can add? Tata Somba house. I'm going to add that one and that's all. Toguna Dogon. And this other was Tata Somba house. From Benin. And almost finishing with architecture. Lalibela churches in Ethiopia, Asante Sanctuary in Ghana to save fetishes, Mampedu Hut, Gambia floating village. The churches of Lalibela is also very interesting because they are excavated in the rock. Let's see if I can show more picture or in video. Lalibela. Do you see? It's excavated in the rock. I always wonder what is harder, if building a construction in the land, like you build it, or you excavate it in the rock. What do you think that it's harder? Because probably excavating is harder. At least it requires more strength. I don't know. Okay, it's enough. The La Libera Church, the Asante Sanctuaries, Magbeto House, or houses here. I'm just going to add probably 2 pictures only. This. Okay. I think this. Yes. This picture. La Libera Church. And in another, just any of these huts. I think I'm going to put this one. This. This is Kalgambie flooding village. No idea why I can't do bigger. Okay, now. And then the last part, Benin, an example of city, and Great Zimbabwe, another city, there are ruins. The Zimbabwe ruins is also very important. Benin and Great Zimbabwe, these ruins is what I'm going to put. This one. I was reading about these ruins these days, and I read that it is not very sure what kind of civilization did these buildings. Like, for sure it is African, but they are not very sure what empire did the ruins at all. Well, not the ruins, but you get what I mean. What kind of what empire did the buildings? And here. And architecture is finished. And now starting already with West Africa. Many things in West Africa. As I said at the start, West Africa is a place with a lot of cultures, and they are also very important. West Africa, this area is divided in 3 great zones. West Sudan, with these are the names of people: Dogon, Bambara, Jenemopti, Senufo, Boa, Mosi. Then Guinea Coast, Bidiogo, Baga, Mende, Cerbero, Kisi, Dangwe, Akan, Asante, Fante, Baule, Fon. And Nigeria with Nok, Yoruba, Edo, Ijo, Igbo, Ibibio, Ekoi, Fulani, Hausa, Nupe. There are many here. By the way, I was forgetting adding something. Just a moment, so later I don't have to do from everything. And this is African art, West Africa. I copy first the text and then okay. West Sudan, Dogon in Mali, the sculptures are related with mythical spirits as Nomo and Ama. Nomo and Ama are gods. Later, when I talk about mythology, I will talk a bit about them. The figures are placed in family sanctuaries and masks are used to scare the spirits of the dead. There are many kinds of masks. In image, Great Mask, Sirige, Kanaga, Satimbe, last image are dancer. Okay, this text I have to edit a bit. Okay, this map of West Africa. Mali, Niger here, and then here many different places. The Guinea coast, Ivory coast, Sierra Leone here, Burkina Faso here, Ghana, Benin here. We're going step by step. Dogon. These examples of Dogon sculptures and masks. These masks that are like very tall. This one, another example. So for this, I'm going to add sculpture and mask. Dogon. Here you can see bigger the sculptures and then the mask. I'm just going to add this and this mask. But on Bambara, I add it in this same slide. So this here I forgot to put this. Great thing that way. Dogon's figure. Or better, I use sculpture, is more generic. Sculpture, and this one had a name. It was Kanaga mask. Dogon Kanaga mask. And I use all this. I just did COVID test and it says negative. I have a bit throat pain. Good that it's negative. If you have honey can help with the throat. Bambara. In Mali, there are 6 male societies with their own kind of mask as Notomo, Tibara, Como, Kono, and Kore. Chiwara is a ritual object that represents an antelope. There are also iron figures. Let's see what here. Bambara. This mask, and these are the figures. Here I think I'm just going to add this mask, and that's all. Dogon, Bambara. Bambara, this one, oh, what is it called? Nitomo mask. Genemopti in Mali, ceramic and terracotta sculptures. Then Senufo, north of Ivory Coast, a sculpture associated to Poro about the ancient mother. Mask, Kiponjugu and Kipelie, women from the Sandogo ritual have small sculptures. Some shrines have carved doors. Wa in northwest of Burkina Faso, many kinds of masks. And Mosi in Burkina Faso, more sculptures and masks. Genemopti, these sculptures, then Senufo, more sculptures, a mask. Wa also include here these are masks and Mosi figures and masks. Here I'm going to put 2 or probably 3, but Genemofti and Senufo, the first ones. About this, I'm going to add this one. And then Senufo has many things. Has pictures and I mean sculptures and also masks. And these are like seals. I'm going to do something here. Some shrines have carved doors. So I'm going to put this figure, and I also want to put a mask. This one is very impressive. To copy another like this one because the better format. So this is the Genemopti sculpture. And then Senufo, I think this is called just Sandogo. Senufo Sandogo sculpture. And then the mask has a weird name. Ipon Jugu. Ipon Jugu. Let's see if I wrote it fine. Ipon Jugu. Yes. Senufo mask. And then the Va and Mosi. For the Va, there are the mask, this kind of mask. I think this is fine. And then the other is the sculpture and mask of the museum. I don't know what I did here. For Mosi, mask and sculptures. I think here I'm just going to put a sculpture and that's all. This one. Wow, mask and Mosi sculpture. Okay, this part finish it. Continue. Guinea coast and then Nigeria. It's as you see, it's very long. This part. I think until here. This one I have to put in next. Okay. Guinea coast. Video also called Bihago, known by their costumes, sculptures, masks of animals as bull and southeast. Baga, objects called soul for prosperity. Atsol, Kumbaduba, Nimba. Mende in Sierra Leone, Showway or Bundu mask, black helmets that represent the spirit of water. Servo in Sierra Leone, small sculptures. This is the Vidiogo sculptures, and Vidiogo mask. This one, here it's a mask of animals as bull as southeast. This mask is with southeast. Then the Baga, the Baga mask. Mende, more mask, Cerebro sculptures, PC. Okay, I'm going too far. Not going to Kisi yet. Video Baga, Mende and Cerebro. This one is going to have at least 2. Here's the video. Here, I'm going to add this mask. I think that is the most representative, maybe. At least is the one that I most remember. Videogo, this. A southeast maps. If I have space, I will add also a figure. I think yes. A figure. Not sure if add this. I'm going to add this one. Okay, next one, Vaga. Here, I'm going to add this one, this add soul. Okay, like this. So this was the Videogo. Videogo. I wrote it fine or not? Yes. Videogo culture. And the other, the Videogo Southeast map. Southeast maps. Did I wrote it fine? No. Southeast mask. And then this one is the add soul. Vaga a soul. This is mask, right? Of a called soul. I think this is not exactly a mask. And the next ones, the Mende and the Cerebro. These have mask. Mende. And Cerebro. Mende mask. And Cerebro Sculptor. Easy sculpture, Piondo, basketry, easy penny, Dangue, various kinds of mask, Akan. These are a group of people, among them Asante, Fante, and Baule. Asante or Asanti from the Asante Empire, where a golden stool descended from the sky to the first king Osei, where a golden stool descended from the sky to the first king Osei Tutu. Trade of gold in image, costume, gold jewels, golden stool. Sculptures. Among the sculptures, there are funerary heads of Aquaba, the pregnant woman. By the way, one thing that these empires in Africa did, all of them did, is trading gold. Like, they got rich by trading gold. All of them. If not all, most of them. Like, trading gold was one of the most important activities. I'm thinking how to do this because it's like Akan starts a new one, so I'm thinking separating, and then here I just put them here. Easy and somewhere. This mask, I want to put this. I like this mask. Oops. So the first one is the easy Piondo, easy Piondo, and then the second the done with mask. Akan. So this is what it was before. Akan, Fante, Baule, and Fon is like the last one. The Kingdom of Dahomey. I'm going to put this in the previews. Fante, figures for fertility, Baule, mask, Goli, Glin, and Bonu, Amwin. Bagaman, Cerebro, Kisi, Danwe, here, the Akan. Asante. So you see the gold. This is the golden stool. Then figures. So here I'm going to put two, one for Asante and then one for the others. The gold, then the gold stool. And then I think I'm going to put this one. lot of gold. Dante golden sculpture. And then for the last one, golden decoration. And then for the others, something Fante and something Baule. Fante, these sculptures, and Baule, mask. Fante. And Baule. So this is Fante doll. And this is Baule, Bonu, and Win. Let's see if I got it fine. Bonu and Win. Yes. Bonu and Win mask. And then this phone of the kingdom of Daomei. Objects Bo, pluralis Bothio. Used for protection of the king. Wu sculpture, god of iron and war. And then thrones. So these are the sculptures and the thrones. I'm going to put one of each since I have space. I'm going to put this sculpture and this throne. I think I have space. I'm just going to put the throne. This is phone throne. Okay. I do the format and continue. Okay, next one. Nigeria. I copy first and then I read. Nigeria, Nok. They were the first in to make beef sculptures in Sudan and the first ones in working iron sculptures. Yoruba, southwest of Nigeria, sculptures. And Edo of the Kingdom of Benin. Oba is the ancient king of Benin. Commemorative heads, Benin bronzes, not all made of bronze but also brass, ivory, wood, ceramic. First one. And these artworks are very important. Like they are the most, some of the most famous of the art of Africa. Fish the Nok. Okay, this kind of sculptures. Also Nok, I remember that they were of the oldest, if my memory remembers good. Nok and then Yoruba. I'm going to continue here. Nok. Yoruba is more sculptures. I think this one. Yes. This. Nok sculpture. And Yoruba sculpture. And then the Benin, this one has more. The Edo people of Benin, this house of the Oba, and then the Benin bronzes. So here, obviously the head of Oba. And then some of the bronzes. I'm going to put this one, or maybe this one. Yes, better this, so it's bigger. Edo head of Oba. And the other is Edo Benin bronzes. Hijo, fishermen of the Niger Delta, mask especially of animals as hippopotamus and crocodile, 80 figures, 4 heads, spirit guardian. Igbo, they live at the Niger in small settlements in the forest. Ikenga sculptures representing personal achievements, mask of women, and also the elephant spirit, and Ibibio Ekpu figures of Oron. Oron is another god. So these are the peoples living near the Niger River. Hijo, this mask and figure, Igbo, more figures and more mask, and Ibibio, just these figures. Let's see what I put here. I want to put all three in just one. So, Hijo first. I think this mask. Hijo, Igbo. Here, another mask, this one. And for this, the Ibibio, just the only pictures. The only picture I have. Hijo, mask. Hijo, mask. Igbo, mask. And these are the Ekpu, Ibibio Ekpu. Ibibio Ekpu figures. And last part, Ekoi skin mask. These Ekoi masks are very impressive. Skin mask, very scary with metal teeth and embedded eyes, sometimes representing 2 or 3 faces. Fulani, a nomad tribe from Senegal and Cameroon known by body decoration. Hausa, Muslims of the north of Nigeria, buildings decorated with reliefs, decoration, pottery. And Nupe, they are Muslims and they have carved doors and masks for the Elo, an entertainment performance. So decoy, these very scary masks. First time I discovered this mask, I was shocked. Then this Fulani decoration and the Hausa carved walls and decorations. Okay, I think here there will be 2. Ekoi. I'm going to put this mask maybe. But this is the most impressive. I'm going to put this one. And this is the Ekoi and then the Fulani. This is going to be like contradictions like in the picture. It's like something beautiful and something horrible. Ekoi mask and Fulani decoration. I'm going to put the phone to charge. I'm reading the chat in the phone. I don't know how I could read the chat in the computer without appearing in the screen. I think that's not possible. I think other streamers who do like this, they see the chat in another device. No idea. So Ekoi, Fulani, and then Hausa and Nupe. For Hausa, I'm going to use this. And then for Nupe, this one. This is like Hausa building. And the other is Nupe carved door. Nupe carved door. And with this, West Africa is finished. West Africa finished. Now Central Africa, East Africa, and South Africa. Central Africa. I copy first. South Congo is very long. I'm seeing where I should be doing the division. So I think it will be this. Then the mass, the take. Okay. This, I think. Okay. Central Africa, Cameroon, divided in 3 regions. The Bamileke area is composed by various chiefdoms as Bangba and Bacham, human figures with rounded forms. The kingdom of Bamum has sculptures with great cheeks. Okay, so here I'm going to put some Bamileke things. This is the map. Gabon, Congo, Cameroon. Bamileke figures, Bamileke Bamum mask. One of each I'm going to put. And probably this is going to be don't want to do it too small, so probably I will do it bigger, but I'm going to put the picture first. Cameroon, Bamileke figures, and the Mabon mask. I'm going to put this and this. So this first one is Bamileke culture, and the second is the Bamum mask. Gabon. There are 4 groups. The Fang have masks characterized by schematic simplicity, white mask with black lines, and the Bieri contain skulls and bones of the ancestors. The Ogowe have an art related to the dead, white mask symbolizing female ancestors. The Koda have copper or brass reliquaries and baskets with a carved figure to contain bones of ancestors. The Punu have woman mask. I'm going to do this a little smaller. Okay, and here I suppose 2. So 2 in each one. Fang and Owe. These are the Fang mask and Fang sculpture, Owe mask. Okay, one of each. Fang mask and Owe mask. Monk mask. The other oboe mask. And the others are the Kota and the Punu. The Punu mask, I like them very much. This Punu woman mask. And these are the reliquary from Kota. Okay, this and this. The Punu masks are so happy. Okay, so era Kota, reliquaries. Kota reliquaries. I wrote it correctly. Reliquaries. Yes. And the other is the Punu mask. Now entering Congo. North Congo. Thorn with rainforest. The Lega have ivory sculptures, the Makbeto and Sande have sculptures of wood or ivory, the Nkbaga and Nkbandi have masks, wooden figures, and seals. Okay, many different ones here. Makbeto and Sande and Nkbaga and Nkbandi. This is Lega, Makbeto and Sande. This Nkbaga and Nkbandi. Okay, many things to put here. Here's the Lega. I'm going to put this. Lega figures. And then for the others, two slides more. One is for Makbeto and Sande. This and Sande. And then the others, Gbaka, Nikbandi. I think I can put them all in this. And I'm thinking that I don't know how much I'm streaming, but Africa is a bit short. Like the PowerPoint I'm doing is a bit short in comparison with others. But then I'm thinking when I have to do this about ancient Egypt, I think it's going to be too long. So I don't know how I'm going to do. Nkbaga, Nkbandi. I'm thinking that for next ones, maybe I do this not in stream and then in stream I just explain the things, because for prehistory and maybe this and the next one that is going to be Oceania is going to be fine, but then Egypt or Greece or Rome is going to be very long, so I don't know. And then more in the future with other cultures. Mask, wooden figures, and okay, I'm going to divide too much what I want to put, because I want to put also these seals. Okay, so this is Mangbetu and Thande. Nekbaka and Nekbandi. Okay, I wrote it fine. Now, South Congo. Done with Savannah. In Lower Congo, there are figures of a seated mother and child. The Nkongi fetishes are human figures combined with animals. The mangaka fetishes have magical substances as blood with animal, vegetable, or mineral matter, saved in the stomach or behind the head, covered with a shell or mirror. There are also wooden tops with narrative motifs. The Jaka figures use geometric patterns. Among the masks, there are the Kakungu, the mask of the chief of the initiation ritual. And then the Pende mask are more realistic, I think. Helmet style. The Teke are known by the booty fetishes that are for cult or supernatural forces and mask. The art of the Cuba is very developed. A sculpture of Samba Bolongogo, other sculpture, Masamboy mask, decorated with shells and feathers. The Luba have dodo figures, female carved sculptures for pregnant women. Also the bully, the long-faced figure. And then the Songye conquered the Luba, sculptures, axes, and Kifwebe masks. Many things here. Let's see these mothers with the kid. This one, for example. No, this. Nikongi fetishes. I'm going to put this here. Just one example of fetish. This is not quite the one I'm looking for. This one. Or this one better. Nikongi fetish. A Jaka figure maybe. This one. So this is seated, lower figures of a seated mother and child. Congo, seated mother and this one is Nikongi fetish. Nikongi fetish. And these are Jaka figure. Jaka figure. And next, Pende mask. This kind of mask. Take figures. And then Cuba. And Luba. And Songye. Yeah, Songye is the last. Okay. Here's the pende, like this. Pende más teque. I saw this one before. This one. Teque. Cuba. Just I'm going to put that sculpture. I don't find it up here. With this pende mask. This one was the Cuba. This samba bolongongo. Samba bolongongo. Bolongongo, yes. And this one is Teque Fetish. Teque Fetish. And then Liuba and Songye. Liuba like this. I'm going to put this one. Liuba and then Songye. Okay, the two things. Songye Fetish. And Songye Mask. This one. Liuba figure. and then Songye fetish and Songye mask. And Central Africa is finished. West here. African art, Central Africa. Next part, East Africa. I copy first. East Africa, Sudan and South Sudan. Agriculture and cattle raising is extended in this region. Bongo and Bari figures. The Siluk have humanoid sculpture and pipes. And then the Burum and Nuba have mural paintings and body decoration. So here Sudan, South Sudan, then Ethiopia, and this coast. Here only one. This hunting leopard. This is from Bongo. Then something of Siluk. Like this pipe. And then the painting. The Nuba painting. So this is bongo figure. This one is the Siluk pipe, and this is the Nuba painting. Horn of Africa. The people of Amhara in Ethiopia inherited the Byzantine Christian tradition. The Somali are Muslims, and in the examples are the tomb of Sheikh Darod, Sultanate of Adal Zeila, and Hafun Mosque. The Konso have funerary wooden posts with heads representing deceased nobles and warriors. The Arusi have shields and jewelry. The kingdom of Aksum is known by the commemorative stels related to the funerary ritual. Kingdom of Aksum, one of the oldest ones. Somali are Muslim. I think this is wrong. Somali are Christian. Well, okay, yes, it's Muslim. Here, only one. I'm going to put this. Then the console. This post. And I'm going to put only the Aksum one, and that's all. So these are the Somali. I know the word of this in Spanish, but not in English. I'm just going to put like this, and that's all. And then these are the Conso funerary, Conso post, and the other is Aksum Stele post. I'm going to put only Stele. Okay, like this. Lakes Victoria and Tanganyika, the cultures in this region are known by their figures of copper and iron. The Kerewe of Ukerewe Island have great wooden figures. The Ganda and Tutsi have seals, screens, and baskets. This is going to be Also 1. Okay, I know what I'm going to put here. Creo a sculpture in here. And then one more for the other decorative things like this. Tutsi. Tutsi screen panels and Tutsi basketry. And the East Coast is missing. Eastern Coast, this area covers the regions of Kenya, Tanzania, and the Swahili Coast. The trade between East Africa, Arabia, and India influenced in decorative arts. The Swahili art has wooden carved doors and jewelry. The canvas sculpture is very well made. And they also have paintings, pottery, and stools. The Kikuyu and the Maasai are known by their seals. I think this one is going to have 2. So this is for Swahili. Then canvas sculpture and the seals. Or maybe just one. Swahili door. And then a canvas sculpture. Canva pottery. This one I think is good to add. Kikuyu sealed. Okay, I'm going to delete this one. No space. So it is Swahili door. The other is Canva sculpture. Canva sculpture. And the last one is, I think this Kikuyu. Yes, Kikuyu. Kikuyu here. I format and continue. And the last part, South Africa. It is South Africa and a bit of contemporaneity. I'm going to start this. Okay, ready? Almost ready. I'm going to format now so I go faster. Okay, South Africa, Makonde. They live in the border of Tanzania, Mozambique, and they are masters of wood carvings. They are money mask too, used in the Makisi dances ceremonies for public entertainment. They developed a kind of carved figures made with ebony and usual wood. Let's see, Makonde. Let's see if I can put both here, but I don't know. Makonde, this mask. And see if I want to put the figure. Maybe this one. I have to make this. Okay, I can put it like this. Maconde mask and Maconde people. Zambia. Here there are the Mubunda, Lubale, and Chokwe that do mask. Also there are small figures, dishes, stools, kalimba, and other items, including baskets and pottery. Many things here. Here I'm going to put also only two. This mask, Mubunda mask. And some pottery. Zambia, pottery, basket. I think basket better. Zambia, basket. So this is the Mubunda mask. And this is the basket, Zambia basket. South Bantu. Here there are the Zulu and the Ndebele. The Zulu make wooden figures probably under European influence, and cutter figures made by kids. They also do baskets, pottery, tools, weapons, and pipes. The Ndebele are known by their mural painting. Here is going to be more than one. I think something Zulu and then something Ndebele. Okay, I'm going to add two. I think this basketry deserves its own. So first, Zulu sculpture. I think this one is fine. Zulu sculptures. And then the basket. Zulu, basketry. And then develop painting. I think this and this. Or maybe better just only one and very big. Lot of empty space here. No, no, better like this. Develop painting. And finally, the contemporaneity. Let's see what I put here. I don't want to put mods in this. Okay, I think one for each, and that's fine. Jacobus. This one is in this. Yes, so I'm going to put this one. This, yes. And this is for the second, I think. Or no? No, it is for this also. So I'm going to put at least one Irma Stern. This one. So the speed is, it was from Jacobus Piernet, Jacobus Hendrik, Jacobus Hendrik Piernet. And then the second from Irma Stern. Irma Stern. And then in the second part, Sorry, I just noticed it. All the African art is in the British Museum. One moment. European on that slide should be capital. Yes, one moment. You mean where do you mean exactly? I only have two, but I don't see any European. If you can save me, because I don't know where you miss, where you mean. And then in this, I'm going to put this one. Cecil Stockness. And I think this one. So this is Cecil Scottness. Cecil Scottness. And Vladimir Tretchikov. And I think that's all. Going to finish the format. And it's finished. So now, as very quick summary of everything, not going to read all, just mostly showing the pictures. This the fetishes and the mask introduction, then this body decoration, pottery, textiles, and cave art. And then architecture, these are the architectures with circular plans. And the Haima from the Tuaregs, the Burkina Faso buildings, buildings from Cameroon, buildings for the Berbers. Then here I forgot. The Djenne mosques. Here the Toguna Dogon, this House of Benin, the Lalibela churches excavated in the rock, floating village, Great Zimbabwe ruins. Then going for West Africa. I'll review this later. Now I just want to go quicker. Dogon sculpture, Dogon mask, Bambara mask. The name of the sculpture, Senufo art, Mask, Mosi sculptures. And going to the Guinea coast. Bidyogo sculpture and mask, the Baga at Sol. Mende mask, Cerebro sculpture, Easy, Dangway. And then the Agan peoples with the Asante gold things. Efante and Baule mask and figures. Font thrones. Here and in Nigeria, the Nok, Yoruba and Edo. Nok sculpture, Yoruba sculptures, the Edo head of Oba and the Benin bronzes. Then here the Hijo and Igbo mask, Ibibio figures. Then Ekoi mask, Fulani decoration, Hausa building, Nupe carved doors. And now entering in Central Africa. In Cameroon, there are the Bamileke sculpture, Bamu mask. In Gabon, there are the Fang, the Ogowe mask, the Kota reliquaries, Punu mask. In North Congo, the Lega figures, very cute. This one as spoon. Mahmedu figures and the figure. Sorry. I was here. Mbekdu and Sunday, Nakbaga and Bandi artworks, Congo seated modern, Ikongi fetish, Jaka figure, this is from South Congo. Pende mask, Teke fetish, Cuba Samba Bolongongo, Lubia figure, Songe fetish and Songe mask. Now entering in East Africa. Sudan and South Sudan, the Bongo figures, Siluk Pibe and Nuba painting. Then in Horn of Africa, the Amhara, the Somali, yes, from Somalia, the Konsu Post, the Aksum Stele. Then this Kerewe sculpture from Lake Victoria and Tanganyika. Tutsi screen panel, Tutsi basketry. Then the Eastern Coast. Here there are the Swahili door and Kamba sculpture, Kikuyu sealed. And I think I skipped something. Where are the pool? I think I skipped these ones. Well, anyway, so I'm going for South Africa. Makonde mask, Makonde figure. Wunda mask, Zambia basket. And then South Bantu with the Zulu sculptures, Zulu basketry, and Tebele painting. And finally, some contemporary paintings. Okay, so this presentation is finished, and give me a moment. Okay, so this is finished, and now I'm going to talk a bit about mythology. I have some things prepared. I was reading these past days and I wrote in a notebook. You will see I have a lot of notes about it. One moment. Also, this I don't know. I suppose this book is also you can find it in English. But if you find this book and you're interested in mythology, I really recommend it. It's it's a very big book, and although half of it is about Greek mythology, but anyway, it has a lot of. It talks about the mythology of all the world. And by the way, I saw again because as I was reading the text in the phone, this is the book, so I recommend it. And I was searching for the African chapter. Well, in the book, it has artworks. I hope you can see it like this. A bit hard to do this. One moment. This is a time where I wish I was streaming with the phone. It will be easier. Because here I just want to show the artworks. Well, I think you can have an idea about how this book is. Let's see how I can tell this, because in the other stream it was about prehistory and I didn't have to do much about that, but this one is much longer. I have some ideas, but I don't know. I go to YouTube because here I have some videos that they are very, very well done. And it can help to explain this one.
Hey there.
I recommend for people interested in mythology, I really recommend this playlist. It's very, very good.
I'm Mike Rugnetta. This is Crash Course Mythology, and today we're going to finish up our look at pantheons with African gods.
Okay, before continuing, so he's going to talk about the Yoruba pantheon because it is the best documented until now. Because as you imagine, the African mythology, the stories and such are mostly told orally, like they are not written, so this is obviously a problem. And the Yoruba pantheon is much more researched. So as a very quick summary, the supreme god is Olorun, and then there are different minor gods that are called the Orisa. Let's see if I can find Yoruba pantheon. I'm thinking something like a scheme, but I don't know if I will find. This picture is not very good quality, so this one is better. Okay, yes, this one is better. So some of the most important are this Ogun, the god of war, Oloru here, the supreme god. Well, I continue with the video. I think this video explains this very well.
Odds. Now, some Crash Course fans are already scratching their heads because they know that it's very hard to speak of African anything without drastically oversimplifying. It's enormous and filled with diverse peoples. Africa, as the saying goes, is not a country. It is, however, a song by the 80s band Toto. Maybe some karaoke later, Tote? Toe? It's a way down in Africa. There is no one African mythology or pantheon, just like there's no single Native American or Asian mythology. There are similarities in the stories of different groups, but no one consistent family of gods. So this episode is going to focus on an African people with a well-documented set of deities, the Yoruba of Western Africa. In particular, we're going to look at their pantheon of Orishas and one very wise chameleon.
So there are also going to appear many characters, and later I will say the main topics of the and other myths that can happen with animals. Well, the main topics, I just say them now. The terrible kid. Terrible kid means a kid that before it is even born, it's like he has like superpowers, and when it's born, it's like very powerful. Later, I will also show examples of this. Other is the cannibals. The myths related to cannibal people or spirit or creatures are often related to not trust strangers. Like there are myths about kids are in the house and the parents tell don't open the door because the cannibal is going to eat you. And then there are myths about tricky characters. Later I will put another fragment from this channel about it. Then the duality of twins. Twins is something very important in African mythology. And I had something. I had one myth here. Let me check. Yeah, so before, maybe you remember that before I mentioned the god Amma. So Amma is the supreme god of the Dogon, and by his or her, I don't know what is this word, one moment, like where the babies are born. Placenta, I don't know if this is the same in English, but okay, the placenta. She has twins. One is called Nomo, and oh no, the twins are Nomo. So the masculine Nomo twin is called Ogo, and he went out and teared a piece of the placenta that was transformed into land, and he couldn't rule without his twin, but when she came back for her, she wasn't there, and he is still searching for her. This means like he was born, but there were twins, but he went alone, and he couldn't rule alone because he needed the twin. And this topic of the twin is seen in different myths also. And I remember also reading something like in Africa, when they have twins, this is like a good signal that it is something very good. I'm reading quickly if I see something. For example, the gods Magu Lisa. Let me search Magu Lisa. This also has this kind of duality of twins. Magu sends her daughter Lisa with a sword of metal to teach humanity. Mau is the moon and Lisa is the sun. But I remember reading that Mau Lisa, the great god of the Faun pantheon. You see Mau Lisa. Also this duality of twins.
Yoruba is a language and a term used to describe the people who speak it. Yoruba people live in the region around the Bight of Benin, in the countries that are now Benin, Togo, Nigeria, Ghana, and Sierra Leone. These regions are important. They're home to millions of Africans and were also centers of the African slave trade, meaning Yoruba traditions traveled from Africa to the Caribbean, Latin America, and North America. Some of these traditions have been modified and translated into the set of practices called Vodou in Haiti. Probably you know them best as voodoo. Vodou is a word in the Fon language that means spirit. Yoruba myths, however, are not the equivalent of Vodou, and most Vodou cults are actually a lot less intense than what you've seen in, like, horror movies and stuff. The Yoruba region is currently home to many religions, including Christianity and Islam. And the fact that the Yoruba people have maintained their Orisha stories in the face of other religious traditions is a testament to the power and importance of this cultural heritage. The Orisha stories are similar in this way to the Native American myths. Okay, now let's meet the teams. Orishas are the gods and semi-divine heroes of Yoruba culture. According to Alex Kwako, there are countless deities in the Yoruba pantheon of Orishas, and each one of them, in one way or another, has accomplished deeds whereby the ancestors thought it was worthwhile to include them in their oral traditions of storytelling, known as Itan. Out of the hundreds of Orishas, there are a dozen or so that feature prominently in the myths, not unlike the 12 Olympians. First, there's Olorun, aka Olodumare, sometimes hyphenated. He's the great sky father. Hey, Dad? And ultimately responsible for the creation of world order. Then there's Eshu, the trickster. He, like many tricksters, represents accident and the uncertainty of life. We'll look at him more closely in a later episode. Ogun is the giver of iron, who is also a hunter and a warrior. Like in the Greek pantheon, not all gods pair monogamously. Ogun had lovers, including Oya. Oranmiyan, a son of Ogun, is another warrior and also a fertility god of sorts, being the creator of dry land and the shaper of infants before their birth. So if you know someone having a sonogram, tell them about Oranmiyan. That's his handiwork. Olokun is the god or goddess of oceans, and Olosa is the goddess of lagoons. So I imagine there are some arguments over who has jurisdiction over inlets. As with other pantheons, some Orishas have dominion over natural phenomena as well. The Orisha thunder god is Shango, who is also the same as Oramfe. Zeus, Thor, and Shango should meet up sometime. I bet the conversation would be electrifying. I'll just see myself out. Okay, all right. Onile is the goddess of earth's soil, and there's also Oko, the god of fields, farms, and agriculture. Oya is the goddess of winds and the Niger River. She's one of Shango's wives. Olungan is the god of air. He's the son of Aganju, god of the wilderness, and Yemoja, goddess of the river Ogun. And it's not all positive phenomena either. Obaluaye is the god of smallpox, disease, and death, so I bet he's a real treat at parties. You might have noticed that there's some overlap in divine responsibility. When myths exist mostly as oral traditions and come from such a huge and diverse geographic region, a certain amount of redundancy is pretty normal. We saw this in the Egyptian pantheon too. For instance, multiple Orishas are considered warrior gods, and others seem to control aspects of the human condition. Ori is the god of individuality and fate, while Iwa is the goddess of character. A number of Orishas relate to regional geography, like forests, particular rivers, and hunting. And some represent seemingly hyper-specific but key aspects of African life, such as Ogion, the god of crushed cassava. Now that is a god who I bet is a real treat at a party. And just for you history fans out there, this shows that not all Orishas have ancient origins. Cassava was introduced to Africa as part of the Columbian exchange. Other than Sky Dad Olorun, the most important Orisha is his oldest son, Orunmila, the god of wisdom and divination. According to Leonard and McClure, Orunmila, by reading pine nuts and cowries, communicates Olorun's irreversible intentions and therefore personifies fate. So think of that the next time you're having pesto. Many of the Orisha myths feature Orunmila, including the one that explains how the Orishas got their powers. Oh yeah, let's go to the thought bubble. The Orishas lived on Earth, and before they each had unique powers, they were equals. Whenever they needed some special knowledge, they would ask Olorun or Olunmila for help. One day, an Orisha named Oko wondered why he should have to do that. He thought that if he had a special knowledge of a certain thing, then people could ask him and not have to hassle Olunmila. So Oko asked Olunmila for special powers to distinguish him from humans. Ogun also asked Olunmila for special power to keep the world going. Soon, all the Orishas wanted powers. Olunmila was distressed. He held all the Orishas in equal esteem. He thought, there are many powers to be shared. To whom should I give one power or another? One day, he went for a walk and met Agema, the chameleon, who asked Olunmila what was wrong. Olunmila explained, and Agema responded, perhaps it would be best to leave the distribution to chance. Return to the sky, then send messengers to announce that on such and such a day, you will pour the powers down on the earth. Let each Orisha catch what he can, or retrieve it from the place where it falls. Whatever power an Orisha collects in this way will be his. By sending your messengers, you will have given everyone equal notice, and no one can say, Olunmila neglected me. Olunmila followed this advice. When he sent out the messengers, the Orishas said, Olunmila does a good thing. Thank him for us. We will receive what he rains down on us. 5 days later, the powers fell from the sky. The Orishas waited in the fields and ran to catch them. They weren't all equally fast, strong, or persistent, so not all were able to get as large or desirable a portion of Olunmila's bounty. But everyone got something. Can I stop bubble? So, man, I love this origin story. It explains how the Orishas came to have their roles. Unlike the Greek Olympians, who were seemingly born with their attributes, the Orishas, while not exactly human, don't have any special abilities or knowledge until Olunmila rains them down. And after he does, they're not all equal in their abilities, explaining why some Orishas have a lot of power and why some just get to make really delicious side dishes. Think about Olunmila for a second. He seems to be all-powerful. He could easily assign special characteristics to Orishas as he sees fit, thus increasing his influence over them. Or he could just ignore them altogether. He's powerful, why help these noobs? But no, not only does he distribute divine favors, but attempts to be fair in the process, providing a lesson for how humans, and especially rulers, should behave. And despite his own power, Olunmila can't solve his problem without the help of a very wise chameleon, demonstrating the fallibility of Orishas and the connection between their world and the world of animals. Animals play a big role in many African stories, and we're going to see more on that in a later episode. This story echoes another Orisha myth, featuring Olorun, that explains the human condition. In this story, Olorun responds to the humans of the first city, Ile-Ife, who demand inequality. As one man claimed, there's nothing that is unequal among us, and there is nothing to differentiate us. We speak the same language, we live in the same town, we each own equal amounts of possessions. No one among us has more than any other, and yet no one has less than anyone else. There's absolutely no variety in anything in our lives. Why is it that we are all the same? Like Olunmila, Olorun didn't want to give in to the humans' demands. He knew that differences between people would lead to strife. He sent Eshu to explain this, but the people of Ile-Ife wouldn't listen, and eventually Olorun relented. He sent Eshu to hand out differences to people in the marketplace, and whoa, big surprise here, chaos ensued. People complained about their individual differences. One woman saying, why are men treating us so badly? And another, why are they acting superior to us? So the next time someone makes a sexist comment, blame Eshu. But also the person making the sexist comment too. Chaos and war were bred from Olorun's inequality. Eventually, the people couldn't even get along with each other, and they had to leave Ile-Ife. This caused the formation of new nations, tribes, cities, and kingdoms, and according to the story, in this manner, inequality prevailed among the people of Earth. This story is a direct echo of the origins of the Orisha's powers and shows just how similar the gods and humans are. As with the other pantheons we've seen, gods in human form have human frailties, which may make them more relatable as objects of worship, but also makes it easier to criticize them or see them as fallible. Perhaps this helps explain why much of the world that worships a divine being has chosen to put its faith in a power that, for the most part, eschews human form and human emotions. But can they make delicious cassava? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Check.
So he was also saying that animals are very important. So, for example, one myth of the bat and the darkness. This myth was like during the day it was the sun, and in the night it was the moon. And then the bat had to carry a box full of darkness to the moon, but then the bat went to rest to the ground, and other animals broke this box and darkness went out, and this is the reason why the bat sleeps during the day but is awake in the night, because he is searching for the darkness. I like that myth. Other myth that is about the two messengers. Yes, this is the one I was searching. This is about the origin of death. The creator God sends a chameleon. How is this pronounced? Chameleon. Well, I hope you understand. Send a chameleon to the earth to announce that the humans will live forever, and at the same time he sent a lizard to say the humans that they will die. The chameleon was slow because he was entertained by other things, and the lizard was faster, and this is the reason why death exists. There are very similar myths, but just changing the animals. Like instead a lizard, it is a bird or something. But it is always an animal that is faster will carry the message that humans are going to die. And then the chameleon or other that is slower will say that humans will live forever. But then always the other animal is faster. More things. Okay, there are some myths about this myth of the terrible kid. Well, before that, yes, I'm going for this one, the terrible kid. This channel also has a good video about that. It's the Epic of Window. This one.
Hi, I'm Mike Rodnetta. This is Patrick.
I'm going to
Epic of Window. To telling, but in every version, Mando rises from an auspicious birth to become chief of his people, facing danger and defeating villains along the way. The version we'll discuss comes from a storyteller of the oral tradition named Kandi Rureke.
So, in short, it's a child that inside the mother is like wanting to be born already, and when it's born, this child has special powers, and is also born with weapons and such. So, in this, well, I just continue with the video and you will see. The animation is very, very nice. I'm going to go directly to the animation.
Also, go to forvo.com and record the correct pronunciation so it's out there in the world for everyone. Okay, enough talk. On with the show. Miando's story begins before he's even born. His father, Miando, the chief of Tubondo, has 7 wives and swears that he will kill any woman who bears him a son. He wants daughters who will bring dowry. This is bad news for Miando's mom because he's a boy. Luckily, they have some help, since Nyanga children receive guidance and protection from their aunts. And Miando's aunt Iangura is pretty rad. Iangura isn't only strong, beautiful, and clever, she's also married to Mukiti, the water serpent, who also has a special influence over bats and spiders. You might remember the tale of...
Just a little pause about serpents, because one interesting myth I read about serpent is that The serpent is linked to the rainbow. Spirit serpent that wants to be known. I wrote here something about that. Well, serpent is linked also to the rainbow. Just stuck with that.
Baby Hermes, who could walk and talk and make mischief the moment he was born. Well, Weando one-ups him. He helps his mother collect firewood and food.
Okay, sure. Goodbye. I'm going to finish soon anyway. Probably in 10 or 15 minutes.
While he's still in the womb, he's born by leaping out of his mother's middle, making all the midwives and obstetricians yell, "What kind of child is that?" Weando is born holding an axe, a magical bag, a magic rope, and most importantly, a magic conga scepter. It's kind of like a fly swatter made of an antelope tail. Shane Weando isn't happy that Weando is a boy. First, he goes to Weando's house and throws spear after spear into the walls, trying to kill his only son. When Weando emerges unscathed, Shane Weando grabs him and buries him alive. But Weando, who can speak even though he's a baby, curses his father the whole way down and then just claws his way out of the grave. Finally, Shane Weando grabs Weando and sews him into a drum, which he then throws into the lake. The sky rumbles, it rains for 7 days, and the whole village suffers a famine. He thinks this does not bode well for Shane Weando. Sitting underwater, still sewn into a drum, and definitely not drowning, Weando decides it's time to beat a hasty retreat. He starts to roll the drum upriver to find Aunt Iangura. Remember, she lives with the water serpent. Along the way, he defeats a bunch of water creatures by singing to them, and spends his time boasting, calling himself Little One Just Born, He Walked. When he reaches his aunt, she slices him out of the drum. Iangura serves many roles in Weando's story. She's a strong mother figure and advice-giving goddess, a role you'll remember from Joseph Campbell's Theory of the Hero's Journey, featured in episode 25. Iangura also sets Weando on his quest. She tells him that even though Shane Weando is the worst dad in the world, Weando can't get revenge on his own. The lonely path is never a pleasant one to travel, she tells him. That's why I'm glad we're in this together, Tote. Huh? Oh yeah, and also you guys are cool. Weando listens to Iangura, but can't help himself from messing with his dad. So he begins singing a long, magical song that calls all of his father's possessions in Tubondo to come and be his. Weando might have felt clever for stealing his dad's stuff, but it doesn't work out that well, because Weando's followers are gluttons who gorge themselves on newly arrived food and get sick. Weando can't believe this. He's about to lead all of these greedy guts into battle, so he calls on Ankuba, the god of lightning, to help him. Ankuba destroys Tubondo with 7 lightning flashes, turning the village and its residents to dust, which is maybe a bit drastic. But Shane Weando finally gets the message. Messing with Weando is a bad idea, so he flees to an underground lair. But Weando doesn't let his dad get away that easy. First, he brings all of his uncles who died in Tubondo back to life and commands them to forge him baby armor. Weando sets out and follows his father's trail to the underworld. We're going to follow with him in the Thoughtful. Underground, Weando meets Kahindo. She's a goddess of good fortune, but her dad is Muisa, god of the underworld. Kahindo tells Weando that Muisa is protecting Shane Weando, but luckily she hates her dad so much she agrees to tell Weando step by step what he has to do to defeat Muisa and find his pops. First, she says, my dad's going to offer you banana beer, but don't drink that banana beer because it's actually pee. Gross. Second, my dad's going to offer you banana paste, but don't eat that banana paste because it's actually poop. Even grosser. Then, after you don't eat his snacks, he'll ask you to pass his tests. And at that point, you're on your own. Weando tracks down Muisa, and it's exactly as Kahindo said, and Muisa gives him a test. Cultivate a new, actual banana grove in the underworld. Weando uses a magic bill hook that tills the field, plants the seeds, and harvests the bananas all by itself. Muisa unwinds his magical cowrie belt and gives it an order. Fly and kill Muyendo. The belt zips off, finds Muyendo, and kills him. End of story. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Thought Bubble. Usual for lunch, Toad? You really like shrimp? Maybe crab cakes? Okay, just kidding. Back to the Thought Bubble. As soon as Muyendo falls, his magic scepter brings him back to life. Told you that thing was important. Muyendo grabs the scepter and sends it to go kill Muisa. The scepter flies to Muisa and kills the god of the underworld, and then brings him back to life. That magical autonomous murder and rebirth scepter really has a mind of its own. Thanks for real, Thought Bubble. After the battle of enchanted accessories, Muyendo completes more of Muisa's tests. Muisa makes some more assassination attempts. Eventually, Muyendo gets fed up with all of the testing and the belt attacking and confronts Muisa directly. Give me my dad. I know you're hiding him. Muisa refuses, and Muyendo kills him once and for all. Muyendo's tracks eventually end in the home of Shiburungu, the god of all creation. Muyendo demands to know where his dad is, but Shiburungu says that if Muyendo wants his help, he'll have to best him in a game of Wiki. In this game, the players take turns editing the entries for celebrities to include funny false details, and the edit that lasts the long... Okay, I'm just kidding. But I mean, I kind of had to, right? Seriously though, in this case, a game of Wiki means guessing the number of black seeds held in your opponent's hand. Muyendo agrees, the baby and the god start to play. At first, Shiburungu beats Muyendo over and over again, winning everything Muyendo owns except his magic scepter. With his back against the wall, Muyendo bets his scepter and begins to win. Wager after wager, guess after guess, Muyendo cleans Shiburungu's clock until he wins all of Shiburungu's possessions, including probably his newly cleaned clock. But Muyendo tells Shiburungu, I don't want your things. I don't want creation. I just want you to hand over my dad. Shiburungu has to agree. And so Muyendo returns to Tubondo with a captured Muyendo. This is Muyendo's turning point, when the boastful baby gets the chance to face his father. Instead of killing him, Muyendo is magnanimous and pardons Muyendo for his past mistakes. Flush with mercy, he even brings Muisa back to life, who offers his daughter Kahiendo's hand in marriage. Muyendo refuses, saying that he wants to marry in Tubondo. And this is going to be a little tough, since Ankuba lightning zapped everyone in Tubondo. So Muyendo revives them too, bringing the whole village back to life. Finally, Muyendo admits to the village that he was wrong to try to kill Muyendo, and that he's sorry about the whole drowning in the drum thing. So may the male offspring be spared, he says, for he has shown me the way in which the sky becomes daylight, and has given me the joy of witnessing again the warmth of the people and of all the things here in Tubondo. Muyendo replies, I will not hold a grudge against my father. What my father did against me and what I did against my father, all that is already over. Muyendo's story doesn't end here, though. In his subsequent adventures, he learns, often the hard way, how to be a compassionate and respectful ruler. Muyendo thus returns to his people wiser and fit to rule. He pronounces a blessing that establishes rules by which to live. May you grow many foods and many crops. May you live in good houses. May you moreover live in a beautiful village. Don't quarrel with one another. Don't pursue another's space. Don't mock the invalid passing in the village. And he who seduces another's wife will be killed. Except the chief fear him, may he also fear you. May you...
This one. This is an example of an epic and something I wanted to show also. I recommended to watch this film. It's called Kiriko and the Sorceress. So I just want to show some parts of this movie. That is very good representation of different characteristics of the African myths. So for example, it starts with the topic of the powerful child. The audio is in Spanish, but anyway, it's not very important to understand.
Un niño que habla en el vientre de su madre se da a luz solo.
She's saying, the kid said, "Mother, give birth." Then the mother says, a child that can speak inside can be born by himself. And so this is what happens.
Me llamo Kirikou. Madre, lávame.
Un niño que se da a luz solo se lava solo.
You see, for example, this a kid that has superpowers. He's going to meet the witch.
Hola, tío. Soy Kirikou, tu sobrino.
Tú no eres mi sobrino. Acabo de ver a mi hermana y aún no había dado a luz.
Pues yo he dado a luz. A mí. He venido para ayudarte a luchar contra la bruja Carabá.
No digas tonterías. No puede ser. No puedes acompañarme. Lárgate, pequeño. ¿Lo ha entendido? Pero...
Y tú,
And here,
Dejaré el sombrero en el suelo. Y tú...
these are the fetishes. If you remember these little figures that represent spirits and stuff. In this film, let me see for a... So this is the witch, and it is said that the witch is eating the men of the village. So this is the topic of the cannibal.
Piénsalo. Y nuestro poblado agoniza.
And then Kirikou, the small child, saves the other kids a few times, and he plans how to get information about why the witch is evil and such. Well, I don't want to tell the whole movie, just I think with this is enough for the topics. And then another interesting character is the trickster Anansi, the spider. Let me see, because there is also a nice animation from here.
Hi there, I'm Micronet.
I'm just going for the Anansi story. It's this one.
Exactly what they mean by disharmony in mythology.
Anansi and African tricksters. Anansi is not the only one spider trickster in African mythology, but it's the most known.
Anansi the spider and his son Kwekutsin are farmers having a bad year because of a drought. One day Kwekutsin is out for a walk, lamenting the poor harvest, and he sees a hunchbacked dwarf by the side of the road. The dwarf asks Kwekutsin what's wrong, and when he explains, the dwarf promises to help. He tells Kwekutsin to find 2 small sticks and tap him lightly on his hump while singing. So, tap tap, and it begins to rain. And soon the crops start growing. Anansi thinks he can do better and goes to look for the dwarf himself, making sure to bring 2 big sticks. The dwarf tells Anansi to tap him on his hump again, but Anansi ends up hitting the dwarf so hard that he kills him. Now, Anansi is scared, because the dwarf was the king's favorite jester. So he puts the dwarf's body in a kola tree and waits. When his son Kwekutsin comes by and asks his father if he'd seen the dwarf, Anansi tells him that the dwarf is climbing the tree looking for a kola nut. As Quekutsin climbs up the tree, the dwarf's body falls down to the ground. Anansi cries out that his son has killed the king's jester. But Quekutsin knows Anansi's tricks and replies that the king was actually angry with the dwarf, and now he could go to the king and collect a reward. Knowing there's a bounty, Anansi exclaims that he had killed the dwarf. Anansi arrives at the king's court and discovers the king was not angry with the jester, but now he's certainly angry with Anansi. The king orders the body of the dwarf to be put in a box which Anansi must carry on his head forever, unless he finds someone else to carry it. Eventually, Anansi comes across Ant and asks him to hold the box while he goes to the market, and wouldn't you know it, Ant falls for it. This is why, to this day, we often see ants carrying great burden. Thanks, Thought Bubble. It's probably becoming...
So, that is very nice story. Very sad for the ant. Okay, I'm just going to let it here. And I was thinking in finishing after this, but then I remembered something I wanted to do also. And it is... Some time ago, I made a game about art and culture, so I was thinking playing it, but only the moments I didn't prepare this properly, so just give me a moment. I don't know if this one is... Okay, supposedly installed already. Okay, it works. The world. So many lands to discover, so many cultures to meet, so much knowledge to learn. Maybe this time. What do you think? Should we travel? Yes, I agree. There is so much beauty in this world. We should not stay here always. Where should you like to travel? What about the music is too loud. Of course we can. This is going to be wonderful. I am ready for the adventure. Let's play. It's time to prepare, and this is the tutorial. So my idea is to play this. I play the prehistory also. Okay, this is wrong. I'm thinking how to do this because I'm seeing in the font that this is appearing very small. Okay, so give me a moment. Okay, let's see like this. Okay, now it's fine. Let's see, where is prehistory? Yes, this is prehistory. I'm going first to this. Stonehenge. You have obtained a main hero of Stonehenge. Altamira. You have obtained a painting of Altamira. To get from dark. Painting, Merle. Another cave, last cow. And then there are these houses. So want to go to Paleolithic. A Paleolithic figurine. Paleolithic figurine. This is Neolithic. Neolithic ceramic. Megalithic stone. And Neolithic painting. The next part is Metal Age. Metal vessel. Solar turret. Here Argar. Argal ceramic. And here the Iberian. Relic of the Tartessos and Iberian sculpture. Okay, so this is your spread history. Now going back to the world. Oh no, yes, going to Africa. There are many places here, and I'm going one by one. Well, starting in the west, just as when I was explaining the art. Let's start with this one, Mali. So this is the Djenne Mosque. You have obtained a model of the Djenne Mosque. Go inside the Mosque of Djenne. sculpture and relic of the Bambara. Burkina Faso. Here there are some houses that I can enter. Burkina Faso home. A mossy figurine. If I remember well, there were 3 houses where I can enter. A bois plant mask. Another house, maybe this one, yes. Here there isn't anything. Here, this is my... Oh, it goes to the same place. Burkina Faso, okay. This is for living, I think. Wow. This is Burkina Faso. Okay. Nia Coast. A relic of the Vitiogo. Danway mask. This easy basket. Relic of the Vago. Sierra Leone. Mende mask. Cerebro figurine. This is for living, so going here. And I just spotted a misspell. Well, here it goes. Senufo mask. This is for Ghana. Asante figurine. Pante figurine. Baule mask. And I think that's all for me. So this reaches something this, yes. And now this, Nigeria. Nok sculpture. Relic of the Dahomey. I don't know if I can enter somewhere here. Maybe this? No. Let's see what place. Yoruba land. This I can enter, I think. No. Yoruba land, here there is the chest. Yoruba sculpture. This is for living. More places. Nothing. Yes, here there is something. Benin. Yes, to the Palace of Benin. Benin bronze. This. So this is Benin area. So the only place now is this Niger River. Relic of the Hausa. Relic of the Nupe. Ekoi mask. Fulani metal work. Igbo mask. And Igbo mask. And now I can leave. More places. Sudan. here, one of these I can enter. This is the Tuareg Halma tent. Siluk figurine. Bongo figurine. Bari figurine. Okay, many places here. I enter from the left. Ethiopia and the south. Swahili coast. I go to Ethiopia first. Ethiopia. Relic of Ethiopia. This is the Lalibela Church. This is Somalia. Relic of Somalia. Conso figurine. And Arusi jewelry. This Swahili coast. Relic of the Swahili. Kamba figurine. Maasai shield and Kikuyu shield. This Victoria Lake. Relic of the Tanganyika. And I think a relic from both. Congo. See if I can enter here. To the Congo Great Hall. You have 10 Lega figurine and Cuba figurine. North Congo. Remember, North Congo was like younger. You have obtained the Baga mask and Bandi shield. Mankbetu figurine and Thunder Finger. Sure if in the east there is something, just many things. Gabon and Cameroon. Okay. Gabon, Bamileke figure and Bamu figure. This is the exit. This is Gabon. Bank mask. Relic of the Kota, Obowe mask, and one more here. Hulu mask. Now South Congo. This is Savannah. Take a figure. Pende mask. Luva figure and Dongje mask. I can go out to Congo. More things. Bantu. Okay, this is good. Okay, another one is Okay, these are both. Amazing, I didn't check this. Okay, I can't do anything about this. So bad. How can it be good? I checked this many times. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know if I have installed. No, I can't show it now. Well, so I'm going to finish now. So bad that it was bugged. I will have to export it again. Okay, so I'm going to finish. Thank you for being there, and I hope you enjoy it. It has been very long, almost 4 hours. So next week it will be for Oceania. So see you next time and have a good day.